Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. So let's start. My name is Nurihatul Arifah binti Muhammad Nazaruddin, and in this code, I take the role to do the class of candidate and admin. I also take the role of as documenter and tester.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Abdul Rashid bin Murad. As for the coding, I did create the object for election and also the ballot box. I also involved during the testing and implementation.
So hello, my name is Abraham Dutch, and for my part in the code, I did the class person as well as class voter. I also was part of the documentation and also testing process.
Okay, now I believe we should proceed with the coding debugging, right? Okay, I will share my screen now. Okay, is this okay? Okay, so now we will proceed with the code debugging. Okay, so before we start, I will explain the class and the class that made by each of us. Okay, so here is the class person, which is the base class for our voter, candidate and admin. For class person and voter, it is made by Abrar. Okay, here is the candidate and admin, which is made by Rihanatul, as you can see here, and also this election and ballot box that is made by me. Okay, supposedly here in the election private key, there should be I should define ballot class here, so that class ballot will become will have a relationship with election, which is aggregation. Later I will add it. Okay, so now we will proceed with the code debugging. Okay, as you can see here, this is the main page of our system of e-voting system. User need to enter between number between 1 to 3. So, for example, I'm as a voter, I can enter 1. So here, it will take us to the next page, which we need to register or log in. So for this example, I don't have any account yet, so I need to register first. So I need to enter my name and also my matric number. So I need to confirm my password. As you can see here, my account has been registered. So I can log in into my account by providing my matric number. 934CS0118, my password. As you can see here, it will take us to the voter menu. But in this case, voter menu doesn't have any function yet because we didn't do anything in the voter menu. We will proceed it during the next sprint. So now we need to exit. Okay, that's all I think for the coding debugging. Because if we proceed with candidate or admin, it will take us to the same page. For example, here we need to register as a candidate. Right. Number 824CS018. And we need to confirm the password. Then we need to log in. 824CS0118. As you can see here, this is the candidate menu. For same as before, we didn't have any function yet, so it will become a bit weird. And for the admin menu, it's the same also. We need to register first because we didn't initialize any admin or candidate or student yet. So we need to register first to add the admin, the candidate into our program. Allah, salah. As you can see, if we make a mistake, it will ask us to register again. So I will register again. Okay. What makes the admin registration unique is that admin need to enter their verification code, which is only known for admin. Why we do this? Because we need to make the admin function to become unique, so that unauthorized access cannot access admin account. So, for example, the admin verification code is ABCD1234. So here I can add my admin code. So I can log in into my account. 24 CS1118. Password is my admin code that I have registered just now. So this is the admin menu. Same as before, doesn't have any function yet. So it will be a little bit buggy. So later, our plan is to proceed with the voter menu, candidate menu, and also the admin menu to make the voting session perfect. So Rihadatul, how we should proceed with the work division?
Okay.
So who will do the candidate menu and admin menu and the voter menu?
There's 3 menu, right? So I think I will take the candidate menu. What about you, Abra?
I think I'll take the voter menu, or I think I'll take the voter menu.
Yeah.
So then I will take the admin menu. So later, you guys make the coding and send it to me later, and I will compile it and make the debugging testing together.
For that, For that, I will do the docs to keep track on our progress. I will do the doc and share with you guys. Please tick your parts if you're done with your code. I think from that we can see our progress, who is done and who still not done yet. Right?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so as Rashid proceeded to show us in his code, there would be options for the user would be displayed this option like display welcome to eVote, okay, and as well as these options, and the user would identify their types, whether they're voter, whether they're candidate, whether they're admin, or whether they just want to leave. So in our code, we just showed you how a voter would register and log in, but we fully haven't shown you everything. So this is what we hypothesize our final system to add. So here, when we log in, we need to check if the passwords that they entered is equal to the confirming password. That we have to make sure the password is the same. If it's not the same, it's going to display try again. The password is not the same, and it's going to repeat this process until the user gets until both passwords are correct by the user. From then on, if both passwords are correct, it's going to register the voter. After that, the voter would have to log in, and they would have to log in again with their metric number and also their password. If both metric number and password match, they would be displayed to this dashboard, which is our voter dashboard, which is going to give us 6 options, which is both view candidate, view results, view status, also view history, and as well as log out. If it's not the same, it's going to say user not found and take us all the way back to here in order for the user to register again or log in correctly. As for our dashboard for voter, so we have these options. As I said, we have 6 options in total. If we look at option 1, which is votes, the candidate would be, the voter would be shown, would be asked if the election is open, in order to make sure if the election is open or not. If it's open, allow us to vote. It will show us into a screen that says, "Have you already voted?" In order to prevent duplication and ensure each and every voter only votes once, we have to add in the choice whether or not they have already voted. If they have already voted, it would show the screen already voted. If they have not, they would display the candidates and select their numbers, and then it would be asked if it's valid, meaning if the voter has chosen the correct number for the candidate. In other words, if they actually chosen the candidate that we displayed and not just any other candidate they want to add by themselves. If it's wrong, it would show invalid selection. If it's correct, it's going to record the votes, update the vote count, and also set the vote status in order for the voter to view. From then on, it will display vote reported, thank you, and go all the way back here, again to the dashboard, depending on what the voter wants. If the voter picked option number 2, which is vote view candidates, it would be taken to view candidates, where they would display the candidate as well as their manifesto. And since it's just viewing, there's not really anything they can do. So they would just be returned back to here, where they can also view their status, which does the same thing essentially, where it just show. I meant view results. Sorry. This is number 3, view results. Essentially, it's going to be the same as view candidate. Essentially, it's just going to show us display the election. If the election is again, and here we can also show the same thing. Vote status. It's just going to display the election status and then the vote status for the voter candidates they have picked, as well as vote history. Again, display the vote history. All of these options would return back to the vote dashboard after it's been done. And if it's everything done, then we can just log out, and it would take us back to. It just takes us back to here, where we can again choose the option of register, login, and depending on our selections. Now on to our candidates. So here, this is a continuation from our system over here. It's going to show us this time for the candidate. The candidate would also be displayed the authentication, their register, login, and all that. So if they register, they have to register with their name, their matrix number, their password, and the confirming password. They're just pretty similar to over here. And then after that, they would again the same option: is the password correct to confirming password? If no, return back. If yes, account registered. After that, they would log into their dashboard. Again, same thing as previously said. From then on, the candidate will have a dashboard, which is view profile, view performance, update manifesto, and also view results, and as well as previously mentioned, logout. Depending on the option the candidate choose, the following would happen. If they choose number 1, which is view profile, it would just display their profile, their manifesto, and the information, essentially. And again, there's nothing to do, so it would just go back instead of just viewing it. For our view performance, again, same thing. It's just going to display the vote count and the current ranking of the candidates, and then we'll come back again. For our update manifesto, now this one will actually do something. It would update the manifesto. It will first of all show you the manifesto that you have currently, and whether or not you want to update it. And so if you want to update it, you would enter your new manifesto and it would update. And then again, it will go back to here. So all of the new manifesto with the new updated reported manifesto would be stored here. So the next time the candidate wants to view his manifesto, it would be already reported here and can view it from option 1. As for view results, again, it will just display the election results. And this is for logging out, which would show this screen again. And the closure is very big, so I have to put it over here. Finally, for our admin, now admin has a very different way of registering and logging compared to candidate and voter. So when admin is selected, it would given the same option, which is register, login, and back. So if they chose to register, which is option 1, I just forgot to add in the number. Sorry. Okay. So if they picked register, it would essentially be the same, except the difference would be is that the admin needs to have their verification code. You cannot log in or register as an admin unless you have the verification code as an admin in order to prevent any person to just enter into the admin as they wish, since the admin controls a lot of the matter that comes with the election for the election. After that, they would check if the admin code is correct. If it's the wrong code, it would just takes us back to here. I also forgot to add an arrow here. So it would just takes us back to here in order to ensure that the person is again putting their admin code correct. If the admin code is correct, then we would check the password. Is the password equal to confirming password? If it is, then it's already registered. If it's not, it will just return us back here. Option 2, which again I forgot to add the text box for it. Sorry. Okay. So for option 2, it would log in. They would have to enter the metric, their password, as well as their admin code, which is the same as here, essentially. After that, it would check, okay, is the metric number and the password match? And if it's yes, then it would proceed to the admin. So if it's no, it would just come back to here. Again, sorry for getting that error. It would just come back to here. Is the admin code correct? Again, it would check. If it's yes, then it would display the admin dashboard. If it's no, it would just come back over here. Okay. Fix benefits. Okay. So essentially, it would just come back again if the admin code is incorrect. After that, it will display the admin dashboard. The admin dashboard has again 5 options, which is opening both seasons, closing both seasons, view election results, as well as view voters lists. And depending on these options, it will go as follows. Again, I'm sorry I forgot to label them. Okay. The first option is pretty simple for the admin, which is opening the voting season. Since the admin can control the life cycle of the election, they would have the option of either opening or closing. Depending on which option, no matter which option they take, after they finish opening or closing, it would just go back to the dashboard for the admin. Now, for the other option, which is view election results, the admin would have a comprehensive and a large display, essentially summarizing everything about the election. And finally, for our voter list, the admin will also be able to view all of the voters that have registered and have already voted for their candidate. After that, there's also logout, but I think I forgot to add logout again, sorry. But essentially, logout will take us all the way back to, sorry. With logout, it essentially takes us back to here. And number 4, exit will just stop the system, which again, it should be added into our system in order to stop all of the process. And yeah, that's the flow charts that we hope to implement into our system, and also our hypothesized way of how the system will work. Now on to
great, Abraham. Great.
So we all hope that the end of the recording, we will receive this. We will successfully be the same as the flow chart. Now I will continue with the UML to see what class and what attributes and method that our class has. Okay, now I will go to the diagram of our system. Like in the phase 1, 2, we decide to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes. So now we can see the person class as the superclass. All the attributes and the method inside here is what we are thinking of putting inside the code. Currently, the code is already have all these, not all. We currently have some of the method, but as the code is still not finished, maybe we will have some upgrade or update. So by then, I will update UML too. So we can start from the person. Person is the superclass that will include in the relationship of inheritance between the other 3 classes. You can see there are 3 attributes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 method. Voter has 1 attribute and 3 method. Admin has 1. This is what Rashid said about unique code, and the other 2 method. Candidate, we include 2 attributes, private attributes, and 6 method. From here is the election. Class election is super important since most attributes, most method is inside of it. So here you can see the long list of attributes and the long list of the methods and the attributes. Here you can see the relationship between ballot and election is composition, which is the dependent relationship, while candidate in election have aggregation relationship, which is independent. It is to say that candidates can exist independently without election. So I think that's all for the UML part.
There is some correction.
Which? Where?
In candidate, for vote count, I believe that the data type should be integer, not string.
Which one?
Vote count.
Vote count. Oh, vote count 3. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for noticing my mistake.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, later we can change it.
Now we will continue with what do we face? What problem do you face during your code? I think.
I think that the main problem for me, I think the main problem is that the idea, like how we want to connect the candidate and the election in the coding so that it will work. Okay. Stressful.
Since you take the class election, right?
Yes. As you can see here, the class election has too many methods, so it kind of hard to connect the method to each other.
So how do you overcome it?
So how I overcome it?
Does our comment help? Does our comment help?
Oh yes. I also asked them for how to give me some ideas how to connect the method, and I think that helped me a lot during the coding session.
When you take Abra, what problem do you encounter?
Personally, for me, the problem I faced with making class person and class voter is what attributes that is common for all of the classes. I find that the issue, it's simple, like name, ID, and whatnot, that's common for all of them, but the issue is what do you do with admin candidate? They're both very different. So I found the issue with person-based class, how would I connect all the attributes together in a cohesive code? I solved that problem with trying to think about it in a UML sort of in the flowchart design that I just showed you, and thinking, okay, so we can just add in name ID that is already common, and we can add in stuff like authentication code and whatnot, but authentication code and whatnot, maybe add in more methodologies than attributes to the public, and yeah.
Then as for me, I think my classes is not that complicated lah. But I think my little problem that I face is how to make admin something special. So that's when Abra and Rashid give me idea that we maybe can, other than password, we can also include unique code which only the admin has. I was like, okay, that's a good idea. Now admin is special. So yeah, I think my problem is easily accounted by my group mate brilliance.
Okay, So actually, for me, during this whole process, I suddenly feeling that I am like really an coder. Like we made the system together, and the system works. Wow, the feeling is very fantastic. And I believe that I one step closer to my dream to become a software engineer.
What a good dream.
That's all.
Okay, for my part, I think I'm really grateful that I got Rashid and Abra as my teammates. I'm not kidding because with them I can communicate the things going smoothly and they give ideas and brilliance, so I can ask for more. Then while I do the code, my part mostly at document and testing and the video. So like at my code, I learn how to the relationship lah, like inheritance. Since my class, include the inheritance and all. So aside from that, I also learned how important it is that we learn communication when we do teamwork. So like, thank you for being my teammates.
As for me, again, I would say I'm very grateful that I had Rashid and Rita as groupmates with me. The amount of patience both of them have, like for explaining basic things and whatnot, and also I've learned from this is that how important it is to like divide the workloads as well as try not to overcomplicate everything, because the voting system it's a very easy like process, like a system that we can implement, but the process of it can get very complex, like as shown like previously in the flowchart and the ML. It can be very complex. So I've learned that oftentimes it's much more important to like think about it in a very small, concise chunks rather than thinking of it in a big picture. As well as I've learned from it in that it's important to have good people to work with you. Some people in order with it, because I feel like this experience would have been a lot more difficult for all of us if we aren't like open to communication and we're able to like have patience with all of our questions and all of our confusion and all that. So I would say definitely the experience was quite positive for me.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for being my roommate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.